Hi, this is Greg Witt with Alpenwild. Today I'm going to distill my 50 years of Alps hiking experience to help you answer one of the most common questions we get about hiking gear, and that is, do you really need trekking poles to hike in the Alps? I'll give you the pros and the cons, the benefits and the drawbacks of using trekking poles in the Alps. First off, you'll need to consider the difficulty of the trail. I find that on long treks, such as the Tour de Mont Blanc, the Haute Route, or the Via Alpina, where you have the most avid and experienced hikers, about 70% of those on the trail are using trekking poles. On day hikes, where you tend to see more tourists and less experienced hikers, that percentage is much lower, less than 50%. Trekking poles offer some well-documented benefits. First is what I call the mechanical advantage. With trekking poles, you're using arm and shoulder muscles to relieve the leg muscles. One study showed that on level ground, poles reduce the weight the legs carry by approximately 10 pounds in every step. On an incline, that advantage is increased to about 16 pounds per step. This translates into tons of weight for even a short 2-hour hike. Trekking poles give you propulsion on the uphill, which makes hiking uphill less fatiguing. On the downhill, poles provide cushioning. That's especially helpful on long, steep descents. With poles, you're using your upper body muscles to preserve your body's wear and tear joints like knees and ankles. I just climbed a 13,000-foot peak with over 7,000 feet of vertical ascent and descent in one day. Believe me, I couldn't have done it without trekking poles. Second, poles help with balance. I find them especially helpful in crossing streams, on boulder hopping, walking on scree slopes, crossing snowfields, or walking on soft ground. And you'll find all of those challenges in the Alps. Remember the line from Orwell's Animal Farm, 4 legs good, 2 legs bad? Well, having 4 legs gives you greater stability and reduces the likelihood of injury. And finally, using trekking poles gives you a healthier walk. By elevating your hands, you improve circulation and your heart rate is reduced. You'll find your hands won't swell up as they might without poles. Poles give you a rhythm that leads to a relaxed, more regular breathing pattern and increases stamina. Now, let's be completely honest. Poles have some drawbacks. Poles can get in the way. They can make it more difficult to use your camera, look at your watch, take a drink, or have a snack. Secondly, when poles are not in use, poles are just another piece of gear that you need to carry and worry about. You need to collapse them or stow them in your pack before you board a bus or a train. And on commercial airlines, poles must be checked since they're not allowed to board the aircraft under security regulations. And finally, a good pair of lightweight collapsible poles are a significant expense, starting at about $100. So there you have it, some of the pros and the cons. On balance, do I recommend trekking poles when you're hiking in the Alps? Yes, absolutely. The longer the trek, the steeper the terrain, the more rugged the trail, and the older you are, the more you'll appreciate the benefits of quality trekking poles. If poles can reduce fatigue, protect your knees, extend your day, and help you hike further, you'll enjoy the experience more. For me, a good pair of sticks is a must on every hike in the Alps. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please be sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe so you can be the first to see our next video about hiking in the Alps. This is Greg Witt for Alpenwild. See you on the trail.